Alrighty, so in this video we're talking about how to write a blog article utilizing AI, and it's about writing a really helpful, useful, good article using AI. So basically we're going to be starting by analyzing the top. So the first step is basically I'm going to write one about lead generation. It's a very competitive keyword. It's going to be hard to rank for it, but you need to write, I'm going to write a mega article on lead generation. Then I'm going to write like 5, 7 or whatever articles on topics, long tail keywords around lead generation specifically. So we can do keyword research in another video. But right now, all I'm talking about is writing the blog article itself. So what I do is I type in the keyword into Google and I just literally click on, right click and open article in all these different tabs. And then once I have that, I just put them all here neatly. Then I go to ChatGPT and I write it all in ChatGPT. So I said, just please read these articles, blah, blah, blah. I only read one and analysed it, all the headings. So I wrote, please read these blog articles below and analyse the title keywords. So you need a plugin, and the plugin is called, what's the plugin called again? It's called WebPilot. So WebPilot with ChatGPT 4 will actually read all of the, can read the website, read the headings and get all the information from the top articles. So I say, please, can you read them all? It basically just read one. And I was like, okay, but I read it really well. It gave all the information that was really great. And I said, can you analyze all the articles? It read the next one. And I said, no, please analyze all of them and then write me an outline. All I want is an outline for now. So it did it and wrote me the outline here. And I said, well, these are all the articles. So it's a bit of a conversation, but it only took a few minutes. And it's like, okay, sorry, you missed one. And now I said, great, now write me the outline. And here it is, the ultimate guide to lead generation 23. We can talk about how to write good headlines later. But basically we have an outline here: introduction, brief overview of the article, importance of lead generation, what is lead generation, the history and evolution of lead generation, understanding the buyer's journey. Make sure this makes sense. You need to write articles on what you understand, because you can add a lot more. The whole point here is not just to spit out crap content, it's to write really good content with ChatGPT and AI tools. So often I'll be writing this article like, hey, but actually there's a really cool section about something that I know really specifically about demand gen. I wrote an article just now. I wrote this whole thing really messy. I said, can you add this whole section? And it did a really good job. So I wrote a whole section which it didn't recommend just because I knew about the topics. That's also really, really important. Okay, so you got teamwork, collaboration, measuring success. So, and then I always add an FAQ section. So I ask it, please add an FAQ section. And then once I'm happy with that, what I can say is like, oh, can you add that section? Can you actually do that? But I'll be actually, as it's writing a section, I'll read the section, go, actually change this, do that. So I actually take a little bit longer than some people, but I want to make sure my article is actually good and based on my knowledge I have as well. So it's not just spitting out what all the other articles are saying, just using that as a guideline, but then we're adding extra experience. And when you can add your own experience and say, oh, I've got this is what I do personally in my business, can you add a section which is what I do personally in my business, and you write like what you do, that adds a lot of value to Google, because it's looking, it's looking at personal experience as well as really important. So then what I actually started with, can you start by writing a short paragraph answering the specific question of what is lead generation? This will be for featured snippet. So it said lead generation process of attracting and converting potential customers, blah, blah, blah. It's actually wrote a really good thing. So what I do after that is I copy that and then I go to HTML Markdown. I get rid of all that and I just put it there, and it basically puts in a really good format for me. So I will then copy that and put that as the featured snippet. So I can get rid of all that now and put that as a featured snippet. So now I can say, great, start with the first section. This article needs to be at least 3,000 words long. Add diagrams when appropriate, but not in every section, only when make each section and subheading deep and add good as much. There you go. So I'll just start with the first section. You don't really want it to write the whole article at one from ChatGPT. I write section by section. So, okay, absolutely, let's get started on fleshing out the first section. So that was my guide. So we can just copy this title for now, but later I would actually go back to ChatGPT and say, can you give me 5 other ideas of what headlines we can write? So here we have, welcome to the ultimate guide of lead generation 23. Today's competitive market, generate high quality leads, more crucial, blah, blah, blah. In this comprehensive guide, you'll learn what is, so this is quite cool. It goes into like what you'll learn. So let's dive into section one. What is lead generation? Definitely important. Lead generation is the process of attracting and converting potential. This is a great article, really, honestly. Revenue growth, work expansion, customer retention. It's adding bullet, it's making it really readable as well. Types of leads, markets, this is awesome, awesome, awesome stuff. And what I would do though is read this because I know about lead generation. I've written about it before, and so I should be able to like add my own experience. Diagrams, move through the sales funnel. So often it adds a diagram. I don't know why it didn't. Can you add that diagram? So yeah, so I'm going to create visual content like diagrams, but you can. That's weird. It normally adds diagrams, but maybe I needed the plugin enabled. So I think probably need the plugin, which is diagrams, one of these plugins, because normally it adds diagrams, which is really weird. Here's the diagram. So anyway, let's copy this for now, just for the purpose of this. But I would definitely add diagrams, and I'll tell you, I'm going to show you something in another video, which is custom instructions, and they're actually going to make your life a lot easier. You could use this ChatGPT free even. So then copy that, and what I do is you can put it all in one go, but I like to do a section by section, and then you literally have it here, which is really useful. And just copy that, add it to this, and boom, you've got it here. So I mean, this featured snippet actually should go, I would say, somewhere around here potentially. And yeah, there you have it. You're going to do that. So you're going to do this section by section. And so read the section. You want to make sure you're not just spitting out content. You really want to read it each saying, oh, that's interesting. Can you add that? Or, maybe it's not long enough. What could we add to make this even more useful? But yeah, okay, continue. Let's move on to the next section. Blah, blah, blah. Take to the history and evolution of lead generation. So this is how it used to be, and this is how it is now. So this is an interesting section. I don't even know if we should include this or not, but for sure, it'll be really interesting to see what other people are doing. So they go, what is lead generation? I mean, this is what is lead generation? And HubSpot has one, which is lead generation beginner's guide. What is lead? Sales qualified leads. What is lead generation? The lead generation process. Lead generation marketing, email, all that kind of stuff. So that's quite interesting. So we can always draw on what other people have done and how to make ours even better. So we can read this now. Content marketing, how technology changed. Sorry, I'm having a bit of cold. Section provides a comprehensive look at how lead generation. Okay, continue. And you can, I would just write section by section. This one I don't have much opinion about, it's just more about history. But when we get into the nitty gritty, I might actually have a bit more information. I'm telling the buyer's journey. So this is really good. Awareness stage, it goes into some detail, educate, attract, consideration stage, engage, nurture, decision stage, convince, close. That's really cool. So how to target leads at each stage, content mapping. So this is awesome. Content awareness, consideration, decision. So we can even add some stuff about like demand generation and how other, if you know enough about the topic, I'd like add something about maybe there's another way. We can also look at alternative ways, or we can, for example, give real world examples and say, hey, can you add this example from what I'm doing specifically in this section? So retargeting ads, so this is really good. So I might, for example, say, where is it? Understanding the buyer's journey. Can you also add a section here from my personal experience in first person? Say how the buyer's journey in B2B is quite complex. My buyer's journey comes from multiple channels. Some people find me on YouTube, for example, then check me on LinkedIn, then DM me, or for example, first hear about me on LinkedIn, then find my YouTube channel binge watch that for 2 months, 3 months, then reach out to me via my website. Can you write this as a personal experience on buyer's journey? So do you see I've completely got like misspelling everything? It doesn't really matter, just get it out. I could spend ages. So my personal, the complexity of B2B, my own experience, I found that B2B buyer's journey is often far more complex than what traditional models might suggest, unlike straightforward path from awareness, because my leads come from multiple channels. For example, some people discover me through my YouTube channel, blah, blah, blah. This is amazing. So adding this personal experience is going to show Google how you're like an experienced individual in this space, and this is so important for ranking more and more because so much crap content's going to come out. So we're not trying to write crap content. This is what I'm trying to say. We're trying to use like experience. You put your own experience in your blog articles. Just use ChatGPT to write it. It's okay, but just tell ChatGPT what is your personal experience, and then get ChatGPT to write it, because you can write. I would say use ChatGPT to write a general article, which is really good and really deep, but you need to add that extra 20%, your personal experience, tables, images, make sure but like all this stuff adds that extra layer, which is eventually going to make you rank. And we'll talk about keyword research and putting like, focusing on one massive article, but then writing like another 5 to 10 articles around that article using ChatGPT later. So this is the kind of way I would write charts. So I keep going through each section, trying to add tables, trying to write my personal experience in each section as well, and then just going to HTML, adding to this, and eventually you're going to come up with 3,000-4,000 words articles, which are going to be super awesome. And my articles are in Search Console from literally within hours. So they're the index within hours from ChatGPT, which is awesome. But I'm going to be showing you exactly how they're ranking in the future. It's going to take some time, of course, to rank. But we're basically doing loads of these articles on a weekly and monthly basis. So check that out for sure. And check out the playlist all about B2B AI generating blog articles with AI and content creation of AI.